Let's learn. 1 Corinthians 11 verse 1. This is Paul speaking, and he says, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ." So what did Paul do that Christ also did that now Paul is telling us to do? Well, let's see. Acts 24 verse 14. "But this I confess unto you," Paul speaking, "that after the way which they call heresy," these are the Pharisees that call the way heresy, "so worship I the God of my fathers, believing all things which are written in the law and in the prophets." Okay. We're in Acts chapter 20 verse 6. "And we sailed away from Philippi after the days of unleavened bread, and came unto them to Troas in 5 days, where we abode 7 days." So Paul is keeping the feast of unleavened bread in Philippi. That's a Gentile nation. This is Acts 17 verse 2. "And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them, and 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scriptures." So Paul's manner, meaning he did this often, was to keep the Sabbath day and to read the scriptures, or to teach out of the scriptures. Now, let's go to Luke chapter 4. Let's read verse 16 and 17. "And he," Christ, "came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day, and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written." It was Christ's custom to keep the Sabbath and to teach on the Sabbath. All right. Let's keep going. Mark chapter 1, verse 21. "And they went into Capernaum, and straightway on the Sabbath day, he," being Christ, "entered into the synagogue and taught." And we'll read 22 as well. "And they were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one that had authority, and not as the scribes." Doctrine, for those who don't know, means law, and that's 1 Timothy 2, I believe. Well, let's keep going. Matthew chapter 26 verse 17. "Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying to him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover?" So Christ kept Sabbath, taught all the scriptures, the law and the prophets, and kept the feast days. Paul did the same thing. He kept the law, he taught the prophets and the law, kept the feast days, kept the Sabbath, and he told us to do the same thing. "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ."